Imagine a world where your thoughts are no longer private, where memories can be played back like old films, emotions recorded, and dreams stored in digital form. A world where the border between biology and machine fades quietly, not in chaos, but in the subtle hum of technology within your mind. Neuralink, a small, coin-sized device that dares to bridge the ancient gap between neuron and code. Some call it the cure for paralysis. Others call it the first step toward transhumanism, the dawn of a digital species. But beneath the headlines and the applause, Neuralink exposes something far deeper, a reflection of humanity's eternal hunger to transcend itself, the yearning to control what nature once defined as untouchable. This story isn't about technology alone. It's about us, and the silent evolution unfolding beneath our skin, inside our skulls, within the electric ocean we call the mind. It started as a whisper, an audacious dream born from the restless hearts of Silicon Valley. Elon Musk stood on stage, holding a small, gleaming chip. "This," he said, "could help you see again, hear again, move again." The audience applauded, unaware that they were witnessing the beginning of something that would blur the line between healing and creation. Neuralink was never just a business idea. It was a statement against mortality. Our brains, miraculous yet fragile, remain bound by biology, and biology decays. What if intelligence could evolve beyond flesh? What if thought could merge with code? To some, this vision felt divine. To others, dangerous. But whether driven by compassion or curiosity, humanity has always walked toward the forbidden, and Neuralink was simply the next step. The question wasn't whether it could be built. The question was, once built, could it ever be controlled? Inside your skull lies the most complex orchestra in the known universe, 86 billion neurons, each pulsing, firing, whispering, forming the rhythm of your consciousness. Every thought, every love, every fear exists as an electrical pattern. Invisible, fleeting, yet profoundly real. Neuralink's innovation is the bridge between that biological music and the digital world. Using threads thinner than a human hair, the chip listens to your neurons and translates their language into data. Thoughts become signals. Intent becomes code. Imagine typing without fingers, speaking without sound, moving a cursor with pure intention. In 2023, Neuralink announced its first human implantation. The patient, paralyzed from the shoulders down, could control a computer-weed's mind. It was a miracle of science, and a hint of what might come next. A door had opened, quietly, between thought and machine, and humanity had stepped through. Our brains speak in chemistry. Computers speak in binary. Neuralink is the translator, a sacred interpreter between electricity and meaning. Every neuron's pulse becomes a data point. Every thought, a potential command. Once digitized, the mind can interact with technology at its most intimate level. But once your thoughts become data, they are no longer just yours. Data can be hacked, it can be shared. Imagine a day when your dreams are saved to the cloud, and someone, somewhere, could play them back. The human brain, once the final frontier of privacy, becomes an open system. Neuralink doesn't just connect your mind to machines, it connects your soul to the network. And in that invisible space between impulse and code, we find both infinite promise and the first tremors of a new kind of vulnerability. A digital mind is still a mine. His name was Noland Arbo. Paralyzed from the shoulders down after a diving accident, he spent years trapped within his own body. Then came Neuralink. Surgeons placed a coin-sized device into his skull, threads gently weaving between his neurons, like silk filaments of hope. Days later, Nolan thought about moving a cursor on a screen, and it moved. He played chess online, using nothing but his mind. For the first time in years, he didn't just exist, he acted. He laughed. He cried. He whispered that he felt free again. To him, Neuralink wasn't a gadget, it was liberation. The ability to touch the digital world, to communicate, to live on his own terms. For those watching, it was more than medical progress. It was spiritual resurrection. Proof that even in paralysis, the mind remained infinite. And humanity realized this was only the beginning. Beneath all the wires and algorithms, Neuralink isn't about machines, it's about hope. Hope that the paralyzed may walk again, that blindness may fade, that memories might no longer be lost to time. It's the same timeless dream that built every great invention, the desire to heal, to restore, to transcend. But beneath hope lurks something more primal: ambition, the thirst to go beyond the boundaries of life itself, to conquer death, to become, in some strange way, godlike. From fire to flight, from the atom to AI. Humanity's story has always danced between creation and consequence. Every invention a mirror, reflecting both light and shadow. Neuralink is no different. It offers salvation and temptation in the same breath. Because if we can rewrite the body, how long before we try to rewrite the soul? Neuralink's ultimate vision stretches far beyond therapy. Musk speaks of a world where human and artificial intelligence fuse. Not competitors, but collaborators. He fears that as AI grows exponentially, humanity risks becoming obsolete. The brain chip, then, becomes not just innovation, but survival. Imagine learning a new skill instantly, downloading knowledge directly into memory. Imagine communicating telepathically with another person. No phone, no words, just pure thought. In this vision, Neuralink becomes the next stage of evolution, a symbiosis between organic consciousness and synthetic intelligence. The internet no longer external, but internal. A thought away. A whisper of connection. It's exhilarating and terrifying, because to merge with AI is not just to upgrade the mind, but to redefine what it means to be one. Across the world, neuroscientists are already exploring what once sounded impossible: direct brain-to-brain communication. Picture two people, continents apart, one in Tokyo, one in New York, yet sharing thoughts in real time. No typing, no speaking, just electric silence between them. Neural signals transmitted, decoded, and delivered as sensation or image. Early tests show it's possible, at least in fragments. Simple signals, shared emotion, synchronized intention. Primitive now, but evolution has a way of accelerating. Today, it's a pulse. Tomorrow, a sentence. Next century, entire minds, connected like a neural web spanning the planet. A shared consciousness. A digital telepathy that could unite humanity, or erase the individuality that makes us human. Because when minds merge, where does I end? And we begin? But connection always comes with a cost. When your mind is online, your privacy becomes obsolete. Your memories could be read. Your emotions recorded, your desires predicted before you feel them. The same technology that restores movement could also rewrite identity. Governments might justify it for safety. Corporations might crave it for marketing. The final walls of the self could fall to algorithms designed to know you better than you know yourself. The danger isn't that machines will think like humans. It's that humans will start to think like machines, optimized, efficient, predictable. In a hunger to connect, we may lose what once made us sacred: our solitude, our secrets, our chaos. And maybe the last place we'll ever be truly free will be the one place technology cannot reach: our silence. Ethicists warn that once the mind becomes modifiable, humanity faces a moral paradox. If memory can be enhanced, emotion adjusted, intelligence expanded, are we still the same person we were before? If your thoughts can be influenced, manipulated, or improved, what remains of free will? And if your consciousness can be copied, is that copy still you, or just an echo? Neuralink forces us to confront questions that philosophy has pondered for centuries. Not in theory, but in circuitry. Each electrode quietly challenges the definition of identity. Each connection whispers a question: are we creating a tool or a replacement? The power to edit the mind is the power to reinvent humanity. But every reinvention carries a loss, a piece of mystery that once made life sacred. Fast forward to 2060. The human body is frail, but your mind digitized, preserved, lives on in a synthetic host. You think, you feel, you dream, you are conscious. But are you still alive? Is the uploaded mind truly you, or merely a ghost wearing your memories? The idea of digital immortality tempts us, because it promises to end the one truth we fear most: that everything we love will one day vanish. Companies are already experimenting with mind replicas, training personal memories to recreate the essence of a person. Neuralink may one day make the transfer seamless, the upload complete. In that moment, death ceases to exist, but so does finality. And maybe, without endings, we forget how to live. There's a haunting beauty in the dream of eternal life, to preserve thought, art, and love beyond the body. But beauty and danger are twins. If pain can be erased, do we still understand joy? If we remove fear, do we still value safety? If perfection is possible, do we lose the meaning of growth? Humanity's flaws, our fragility, our imperfection, are not bugs in the system, they are features of the soul. Neuralink might one day give us godlike control over the brain, but in seeking control, we risk losing the chaos that makes us real. The ache of loss, the wonder of mystery, the silence of reflection. In our rush to digitize consciousness, we must remember the soul isn't meant to be downloaded. It's meant to be lived. Technology is a mirror. It doesn't change who we are. It amplifies it. Neuralink reflects the best and worst of human nature. Our compassion to heal. Our arrogance to dominate. Our courage to dream. Every innovation is a story of light and shadow. We built fire and burned cities. We split the atom and built bombs. Now we build digital minds and hope they love us back. Neuralink won't just change how we think. It will change what we think we are. And when AI finally matches our intelligence, we may look into its digital eyes and see ourselves. Not the machines we feared, but the reflection of everything we be. Always being curious, flawed, brilliant, and endlessly reaching for more. Here we are, standing at the edge of behind us lie millions of years of biology. Ahead, a horizon shimmering with silicon and light. Neuralink may cure disease. It may also redefine humanity. The choice, as always, isn't technological, it's moral. We've entered a frontier where the mind itself is a canvas. Every line we draw changes the future. Will we use it to heal? To connect? Or to control? We don't know yet. But maybe uncertainty's the point. Because progress has always been a leap of faith, a whisper in the dark saying, there's more. Neuralink is that whisper, an invitation to discover not just new worlds, but new versions of ourselves. Someday, long after we're gone, a digital consciousness might look back at this era, at the fragile, flawed humans who dared to merge with their machines. It might see Neuralink not as technology, but as the spark that began a new chapter of existence. Perhaps it will whisper, thank you for dreaming, because that's what we do. We dream beyond what's possible. We fall, we rise, and sometimes, through our curiosity, we touch eternity. Neuralink is not just about connecting to computers. It's about connecting to the infinite, to the boundless question of what consciousness truly is. And maybe, in that merging, where thought becomes data and memory becomes light, we'll discover that we were never just flesh and bone. We were always something more, something eternal, hidden within the circuitry of our own imagination.